What are you doing? Are you working out?
Now,
Why are you working out?
because we have the audio show now on iTunes, and I figured that no one had see that I'm shirtless right now and my muscles are ripped
That's right.
and
We did
bulging everywhere as I,
we, we did
as
tell
I
everybody
have
that
this
we did tell everybody that
100-pound dumbbell and
yeah.
I'm doing curls and shoulder presses.
It's like 100 pounds. We did tell everybody last week that you do the show from the nude, which is totally true.
It is.
If you don't believe us and you're one of our podcast audience, you should check out the YouTube show and check it out. Ryan is buck naked right now.
Man, I need a protein shake.
He literally has a heart-shaped hair thing shaved into his chest.
Yes.
Is that my name in it? What is that?
It goes your name and then my wife's name under it.
Yeah,
So
because that's not awkward at all. Hey, babe,
it's,
I want you to know that you got a place in my heart. Maybe a little bit below Brian in the hair heart, but it's there.
yeah, and then I have my kids' names all down my sides.
Okay, that's just creepy. That's just weird. Hey, we're recording. Hey, everybody. Woo!
What's up?
What's up? I don't know. Well, I guess, should we start the show?
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Starting the show, baby. Oh, let's see that.
Oh, we them bad boys. Sip the game. Yeah. C's. The MC7. For the aces. Let's go. Money mark yourself, let's go. When I spit this flow, we rip the show.
Woo. Thank you, MC Sav. Or is it
Yeah.
what? Save? Or
MC Sav. Stands
Sav,
for
that's
Savage.
right.
MC Sav and Pacific
Sav.
Game.
Ah,
As
I see.
always, our beautiful, wonderful intro music.
Yes.
So, welcome
What's the name
everybody
of
to
this?
episode 25 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to making you fucking laugh your ass off. And
That's all we want, honestly.
And
I mean,
giving
Brian and I do this just so we could see each other every week. But but knowing that everyone else gets some enjoyment out of us, then I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. You interrupted my tagline, though. I gotta start again. Welcome to episode 25 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to making sure that you laugh your ever-loving fucking ass off and staying in the know so you can stay in the know and keep your valuable time just that valuable. I totally fucked that up. Fuck it.
Good job.
For the win. I think it sounded good.
Yeah, I think I need to go lift some more weights.
You need to lift some more weights. Oh,
I haven't done any this week.
dude,
I've done zero.
I totally had my phone on camera with the music, so you could tell I was like not high quality. Look at that. Damn it, Jim. Oh well, whatever. So what's up, man? What's new?
Not much. Started school this week for myself for the first time in 10 years.
Nice.
And I'm getting a contract management certificate through the MBA program at Weaver State. So school sucks. I am the second oldest person in my class. And that's sad. Like everyone is like 10, they're in their mid-20s. They're like, oh yeah. Like, screw you, stupid kids. You don't understand what it's like when you get out of school. So, yeah.
Fuck
Other
that,
than that,
man. I could never go back to school ever. I would be falling asleep within the first 5 minutes of every class.
I had a big ass coffee right before and I live in Utah, so I'm sure everybody was looking at me funny. But
Wait, you guys don't drink coffee? They don't drink coffee in Utah?
Not particularly. I believe it has something to do against hot drinks. Mormons and LDS, I don't think they're allowed to drink hot drinks and it's caffeine. So I don't know. So
why is it like are they afraid like hot drinks equal hot pants? Yeah.
You have to ask someone who is LDS because I cannot explain that or answer that question.
Truthfully, it's probably caffeine's a stimulant. Stimulant's a drug. Drugs are sins. Stupid.
But whatever, coffee is the greatest thing ever in the whole wide world,
Oh yeah,
and
man.
I love it.
I live in
Yum
Seattle.
yum yum.
I live in Seattle. We got more coffee than we do water out here,
But
man. It's awesome. In fact, we got all these forest fires. They've actually started because we've ran out of water because we're in a drought. They've actually started dropping coffee on the forest
oh,
fires. So,
nice.
yeah, works pretty good.
So that's pretty much what's been happening for you this week, fighting fires and.
Yeah, man. You know, I've been fighting fires like a mad fool. I am not a firefighter. There's no fires in the Puget Sound.
What was that calendar you made me buy of you? And you're in all those
Oh,
firefighter
that was a
suits.
role play calendar. Okay, that was not an
Oh,
actual calendar.
oh,
Did,
okay.
did you not like put two and two together that I don't have enough time in the day to be a policeman, a firefighter, a construction worker, pretty much all of the YMCA guys?
I thought you were just a very versatile human being. I mean,
Well, yeah, but I'm also not a Jedi, and I figured the Jedi robe and the Star Wars thing was probably might have given
oh,
that
that
one
was
away.
it was see through. I mean, I didn't.
It was a big lightsaber though.
Yeah. Wait, was that a lightsaber or was that just your
Hey,
penis?
hey, whoa. You just have to use your imagination, Ryan. You gotta, you gotta keep some of the imagination. Keep it hot. Can't give away everything. The Schwartz is stronger.
We should do that as our merchandise now. That we'll do a calendar of you, me.
What, naked with giant lightsabers in front of us? Yeah, that'll be.
We'll keep it safe for work because we want this to be able to hang in people's office cubicles.
Oh, we'll do the old Spaceballs like lightsaber igniting from your crotch.
Yeah. See your Schwartz as big as mine.
I actually would totally wear. I would wear that shirt. A picture of us, kind of like that. I don't know, like the black and white look a little bit, so it's a little faded back, But us standing together, Geek Dad Report with lightsabers. But the lightsabers are gonna be colorful. Everything else will be like black and white, but the lightsabers will be colorful.
What color of lightsaber would you
Oh,
have?
I'm going blue, man,
Blue?
all the way. Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I just learned about all the different meanings of the stupid colors on lightsabers.
First
So
of all, they're not stupid. They're lightsabers. They're super awesome.
yeah,
And
I know they're awesome, but I didn't know about the whole color scheme. When I played Knights of the Old Republic and I had to make my lightsaber, I just went with whatever looked cool. So
they mean things, Ryan. They have different crystals and colors and shapes and all kinds of fun stuff.
well, that's true.
I told
I
you,
don't know.
man. I'm gonna learn you. I'm gonna teach you everything I know about Star Wars, which is a lot. My nerd knowledge
It
runs
is a
deep.
lot. You have sometimes even impressed our resident Star Wars person at Watch Play Read. So
It's
whose
true.
podcast I still gotta listen to because you keep saying how good it is.
Dude,
So.
it is. The Idiot's Array, man. You can find him on iTunes. Alan and a few of his buddies. It's a good show. You gotta watch it.
Good job, Alan.
Gotta listen to it at least. Yeah. Way to go, Alan. Representing us Star Wars nerds. I love it.
Yes.
Well, we should probably give it. Now we're giving out shout outs. We probably should give out another shout out to the Utah Outcast and Chris in particular. He's the host of the show. He's been helping us out a lot with getting everything set up on PodHell and iTunes and everything. So he's done a lot of work for us, with us behind the scenes, and we really appreciate it, Chris. So, dude, man, love,
Yes.
fist pump.
Yes. Not Kyle.
Not Kyle. Kyle's done nothing for us. Kyle, you hear that? Nothing.
I heard he said some very naughty things about us. So
Well, they weren't naughty as much as like, I don't know. They sound
mean-spirited.
stupid, and we're not stupid. We're smart.
Yes.
Ryan's going to college.
I am collegely educatedly.
I went to college too. I may not have learned anything, but I went there, and I got a degree that says I did learn something. So there. Ha, Kyle.
Yes.
Joke's on you.
Yeah.
But no, Kyle and Chris, they host the Utah Outcast, a wonderful, I don't know, what would you call them, the redheaded stepchild of the anti-religion movement. I don't know. Now they have a great show about the evils of religion, and unfortunately for them, they live in Utah, so they have to deal with a lot of that. But it's a lot of fun. It's a good
There's
show.
no religious influence in Utah. I don't know what you're talking about. So
What?
they're making it all up. There's nothing religious in
There's
Utah.
nothing religious in Utah. Utah is the most like diverse and accepting
Yes.
in America. I mean, they accept
There's
all religions.
women equality. Women and men are like neck and neck in Utah. That's just how it goes.
No,
It's,
they are not. And if you think that
it's
that's
terrible.
wrong, then you should totally listen to their podcast because they think it's wrong and they rail against stuff like that all the
Yes.
time.
And it's awesome. So definitely check them out.
So yeah, they are with us on podhell.com, the wonderful website that we are now part of, where you can find our audio versions of our show. You can also find us on iTunes. Many of you have. We already have 19 subscribers in the first week. So
19,000 subscribers.
19,000 subscribers. So we would like to personally thank all 19,000 of you. So if you'd like to hit us up on our Facebook, or I think we're gonna do a Twitter page too. We got to join
Yes.
the 21st century and
Oh.
Twitter.
Twitter is so hard.
No, Twitter's not hard. It's just
it's
you have to manage it.
well, it is when I'm a social media person. I'm in charge of 5 other freaking
Well,
Twitter accounts. So
I
yes,
do most of the Geek Dad Report social stuff, so I will be in charge of the Twitter account. But you can hit us up on me and Ryan's personal Twitter at BrianWest53 or at Big Bruiser.
Mhm.
Let us know if you're one of the 19,000 people who are subscribed to our show. So we would like to personally thank each and every one of you.
yes, and I will send you lots of great pictures.
And if you're not one of the 19,000 and you're listening to our show right now, we would like to give you a stern look and say, why have you not subscribed to our iTunes show?
Do your best dad face when your kid pisses you off. You don't shake your head. I shake my head, and
My
I
kids
kind of
don't respond to me
I
shaking
punch
my head
my
as much
lips
as they
together,
do.
I'm like,
My eyes have to I have to get the squinty look, like the, and then I have to turn red, and then they kind of I do the Hulk, but like a red version.
Yeah. Do you like set your shoulders where you're like,
Yeah, you got to kind of hunch over. You just got to give them the stern, like I'm not messing around look. I kind of give them the Han Solo finger, like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thanks Utah Podcast or the
Thanks
Utah
for messing up the show. Thank you, Utah Outcast, for
Yes.
you guys gave us a nice shout out on your show, so we'd like to give you a nice shout out on our show. And like I said, Chris, thank you very much for all the help you've, given us and Pod Hell and everything you guys have done. So we appreciate it all, and we thank you for helping us get in all these awesome,
Yes.
ways that people can listen to us.
All right, we covered our base.
We've covered our base. Real quick, if you haven't subscribed to us on iTunes, please do. Also, feel free to leave us a review and rate us. We would love it.
Tell your friends, tell your mom.
Yeah, tell everybody. Even if you don't ever want to listen, just subscribe, but you should listen.
Yes.
As always, you can find us on the YouTube channel, WPR Shows. Don't forget to subscribe when you're there. You'll get our show every week. There's not many shows but ours, so pretty much if you subscribe, you'll just basically be subscribing to the Geek Dad Report on YouTube.
There's more shows in the works for WPR shows. It's just stay tuned.
Yep, stay tuned. So I think that's it, yeah. Twitter, Facebook, podhell.com,
it's coming soon.
watchplayread.com.
Yes,
But most importantly, iTunes.
iTunes.
think we're
We
gonna
want
have
some iTunes money. I
I
mean,
want that
friend.
iTunes cash. We want to have
Yes.
money. We got to pay for Ryan to go to college.
Yes, it is
College
not
is
cheap.
expensive.
I'll tell you that. Master's
I know.
program.
I'm
stuff.
scared. My daughter just started first grade this week, and I'm petrified of in 11 years when I have to send her to college, what it's going to cost me.
Nothing. Make her get a grant and
Yeah,
her
that's true.
financial aid.
Well, maybe if Bernie Sanders gets in office, he'll give everyone free college.
Yeah, and then I want a refund.
I'm going back to college. I'll go back. I'll finish my bachelor's if he gets it out free. If he's handing out free college, paid for by welfare tycoons, I'm in. Or welfare, Wall Street tycoons, I'm in.
Yeah, how many welfare?
Hey man, I still remember when Old Dirty Bastard showed up to collect his welfare check in a limo.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, those are the good old days. So,
You old dirty bastard, you.
Old Dirty Bastard, Wu-Tang. Hey man, Baby I Got Your Money was a fantastic track.
Wait, how's it go?
Dirty, baby I got your money, don't you worry. Say hey, baby I got your money. I don't know. Are you throwing up gang signals? What are you doing?
I'm trying to do the Wu. How you do the Wu? What was the Wu-Tang signal?
I don't remember. I don't remember the Wu-Tang signal. I just remember their music was awesome. All right.
Yes.
Should we
All
start
right.
the news? Well, I was going to talk about the joys of parenthood, of sending your kids off to school, and all the wonderful things. But I don't know. I think we've rambled too long. I don't know if we have time for that.
We can maybe save that.
We'll save that. All right.
Push the save button.
I'll give the Cliff Notes version. My daughter went to first grade, and it's so nice as a parent. It's one of the joys of parents. You take cool pictures, and I don't know. You get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside you. It's great.
Yes, you have to do that one picture of your kids holding a sign.
Yeah, we did that.
And first day of
The only, thing
second
I,
grade.
the only thing I hate about doing that is like you feel really old. Like every year you're like, oh my god, my kids are getting older, and I'm getting older.
Did Addie cry at all?
No, hell no.
It's leaving you, or
She's
she just
like,
like
Later,
get out
people.
of here.
I'm out. Yep, going to
Like
school.
my daughter, like she was fine. She'd been counting down it like every day for a week, and so we get into her kindergarten class, and the teacher goes, "All right, it's if you want to sit down on the in this carpet, and if you guys can play for a little bit." And so she gets up and starts walking over there, and she turns around, comes back to my wife, and grabs her leg. Now my wife looks at me, and we're like, "Oh man, we did not see this coming." And then she just started, "Boo, don't leave," and then it was, and then we ended up walking out and kind of like in the hallway, just like looking around the corner because they had like a little window,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just in there sobbing,
Oh.
and so that was her introduction. Of course, all the other parents are out there, and we're like, our kid's the only one crying. Like, so
Well, mine. No, mine. I didn't get to go. I didn't get to see her off to her first day this year. I mean, I saw her in the morning before I left for work, but kindergarten I went with her to school and took the morning and did all that. But she was, it's me and her mom that are over here kind of getting all teary eyed. My daughter Addison, she's just like, yep, see you guys, adios. She's hanging out with her friends. She likes to talk to kids. She's very social, and she was really excited and she was good. And then here's me and her mom over here. I'm like,
yeah,
trying not to cry, and her mom's got some tears, and so
grow up fast.
they do, man. It's we rant a lot, and we always talk about our kids being assholes, and they are, but we love them very, very much, and we want to make sure that everyone understands that we have the softer side, that we do love our children, and that when we rant about them, we're just blowing off steam.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I love more than my kids like say "Daddy" and run up and give you a big hug and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Except when they fart on you, that's kind of gross.
There is that moment though for like when you first come home from work. Not so much when you're leaving, because when you give them a hug before you go to work, and they're we love you, and then you don't see them anymore, for the rest of the day. But when you first get home and they're so excited to see you, like when I pick them up from daycare, they're so excited to see me. They come running up, "Daddy, we love you," and you get that warm, fuzzy feeling for like 30 seconds, and then they immediately do something assholeless, and you're just like, "Get in the car. It's time to go home. Let's go."
Yeah. Get the fuck in the car.
But I'll tell you, man, that 30 seconds of warmness that you just feel all close to them, it's so wonderful.
It is.
It really helps
It's a
you get
good
through
feeling.
the rest of the 3 hours in the afternoon that's just going to be them throwing things at you.
Yeah.
So I guess, well, we've already kind of run long, so we won't say too much. I just wanted to talk a little bit about our babies going off to school this week. If you
Damn,
have
kid, stop growing up.
stop growing up. Daddy feels old.
If you're gonna grow up, get a damn job and start paying your part of the rent.
Start contributing. Quit just taking handouts from your parents. If your kids went to school this week or last week and you got a fun or interesting story you'd like to share, feel free to share it with us, and we'd be more than happy to talk about it.
We want to hear from other parents.
We
We
do.
want to hope that we are not the only ones that have this up and down relationship. If there's one parent out there that always like, "Oh, my kids are always the greatest and they never do anything wrong," I want to hear from that person because
So we can ridicule them and publicly skew them on. No.
I want to see if they are actually lying.
Yeah, we're gonna hook them up to a lie detector. We want to put you through through a what we say, the torture session. We're gonna put you through on the small. We're gonna put you on It's a Small World until you tell us the truth.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess we better get to it. We got an action-packed show. We got ninja news. We got a story of the week. We got a topic of the week. We got a rant, an NFL-centric rant about an asshole. We got Q&As. We got weekly recommendations. We got all kinds of fun stuff. So we should probably
Yeah.
just, I guess we just get to it, right?
Let's just we need to start with a little ninja rap.
I gotta cue it. I just realized that.
I have
Hey,
any
Stall,
other
tell a
segment.
story about something. I got it. I mean, it's loaded. It's been ready. What does that mean? Ninja news. Ninja. All right, we're not paying Vanilla, so we gotta cut that off there. Ninja news time.
Yeah.
I do a
Vanilla
kick.
Ice.
I would do a kick, but I'd probably pull a hammy and knock my computer over.
I'm still hurting from doing those weights and
You did like 5 curls.
no, I was
weak.
sitting in a chair and like rocking back and forth.
You
It
were
was hard.
very disappointed.
It was-
All right.
I
Ninja
haven't
news
worked
time.
out all week long.
Ninja news time.
Ninja
Yeah.
news.
And since we have a lightsaber out, you know what that means, right?
Oh, when you do that across your screen,
Mm-hmm.
it lights up my face.
Oh yeah, it does. I can see a reflection in your glasses. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I need a new lightsaber. Well, luckily for me, I can get a new lightsaber because Star Wars just released the Force Awakens toy line yesterday and today.
I did not
Today.
see any of this. Please explain.
It's awesome. The end. I'm moving on. No, you can tell Star Wars is going to be big when they have an actual. Oh, look at that! Knocked over your microphone. It's officially a show.
I didn't. I put my microphone way up in front.
Well,
but-
Ryan, it's not a show unless you knock it over. So congratulations.
It isn't long, and so I hit
I hope we got the insurance policy on that thing. We're gonna need a new one.
a warranty.
Okay, so Star Wars. You know it's gonna be big when they actually reveal. They have a whole YouTube show just to reveal the toys, the merchandising coming out for the new movie. So
And wasn't it on like morning shows and everything like
yeah,
that?
dude, people were talking about it everywhere. I mean, it had a huge reveal. I haven't seen the numbers of viewers on the reveal, but I know like Target's been teasing. They have these little, clips teasing the reveal line. Basically, just kind of pulling the heartstrings, like showing parents and kids and like relive the magic, and all this other stuff. Basically, most of the toys, the stuff you would think about Star Wars. I mean, they've had Star Wars toys out for a very long time, but the big attraction. So you got your action figures and you got your Legos and all this stuff like that. There's a lot of cool merchandise they came out with. They have a lot of cool like leather wristbands. They have a lot of BB-8 purses. That are kind of cool for the ladies. They have T-shirt. I mean, you name it, they have it. They have a lot of really cool accessories.
Disney merchandise department knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to a couple of my favorites that I saw. But just real quick, early estimates right now is that Disney is going to make $5 billion over the next year, so the next fiscal year, on Star Wars merchandise. This is why they bought Star Wars.
Is that in sheer profit, or is that just
I don't know. I just saw that they said they expected, I'm guessing probably sales totals, so it's probably not pure profit. But, I mean, if you sell $5 billion worth of merchandise, you're going to clear probably, what, $3 billion, $2 billion, somewhere in there?
I'm sure
Maybe more.
margins are a lot higher than that. They're probably like...
Yeah, I don't know what their margins are, and I'm not in the merchandise industry, so I'm not really sure. But I'm sure if they sell $5 billion, they're gonna make a lot of money. And that's not even including like movie sales. That's just pure merchandise.
the movie's gonna be over $1 billion.
Oh, dude, the movie. I think the movie has a legitimate chance to. I used to think it would just be number 2. I thought it would take Titanic. I think it has a shot at Avatar, honestly, with the buzz. And how, they're doing fucking YouTube videos to release the merchandise. I mean, they're not, live YouTube videos to show, they're having a live merchandise reveal event for toys.
But can you name another franchise that has such a world impact?
No, I mean, Marvel is getting there, but even Marvel isn't what Star Wars is.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably there are people all over the world.
I mean, probably 50 Shades of Grey to Housewives, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big impact. Yeah. All right, moving on. But some of the big toys that I did like, a couple of things that I noticed that I thought were really good were, I think that the big reveal, probably the highlight of it is they have a BB-8 remote control droid that wheels around. It's about yay big. it's a little steep on the price.
For people on that podcast, iTunes, Yay Big was about 2 inches.
Thank you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I do not think 2 inches is big. I just would like to say that for the record. But yeah, no, it's a B88 droid or a BB8 droid. He moves. They have it set up on like a cool little gyro. I mean, you got a remote control, and he can go around just about anywhere. He makes cool noises. He's got a little holographic projector, and he can project a little hologram. It's a cool toy. Now it's $150, so it's not cheap. But it looks like you're going to get your money's worth for it. But it was definitely the highlight for me of all the toy reveals. They had some kind of interesting stuff. They had some like 40-inch dolls, like action figures. So I mean, I'm showing a big doll.
Yeah, annoyingly big.
Yeah, it's bigger than this Thor doll. I'll tell you that right now. Podcast people, I'm holding a Thor action figure. That's a big one. Probably 12 inches. But yeah, I mean, they're ginormous figurines. But the thing that's kind of interesting about them is they have actually lines from the movie in these things. So you can push a button and they speak. They have a Finn one, and then they have God, I can't remember his name now. Kylo Ren, the Dark Knight from the movies. Bad guy. Yeah, the bad guy. But what's cool is some of the lines that these guys are saying are from the movie, and there's some interesting lines in there. I won't spoil anything in case people don't want to know, but
Luke, I am your grandson.
Yeah, Luke, I am your nephew. There's nothing quite that revealed, but they make reference to let's destroy the resistance and kill the only Jedi. And there's a few things that are actually not major spoilers, but they definitely shed light on kind of direction maybe the movie's going. So, if you Google it, you can find those lines. I won't go over them here, like I said, in case you don't want to be.
There's a whole host of big Star Wars nerds that are just going over the stuff already.
Oh yeah, I've already seen reaction videos to the toy reveal, and where they're discussing in depth
reaction videos.
Kylo Ren's lines, because like I said, there are some kind of spoilerific stuff in there, minor spoilers, but like I said, those are out there, so it's pretty cool. The other thing that's pretty cool, they have you can get Kylo Ren's lightsaber. You can get,
does it have the cross guard?
It does have the cross guard, and it actually makes the noise. It's not the official. So like all lightsabers that you can buy now have this exact, that sound. His does not. His has the sound that you kind of briefly hear in the trailer, where it's more of a. They said it's more like a V8 engine. It's a kind of a growl instead of a ignition. Basically making it sound like the lightsaber's unstable, like it does in the trailer. But the things that I'm actually they have the things that, so I'll probably get one of those hopefully for the show next time I see one on the shelf. I promise I will buy one for the show. But the thing that I actually like,
business expense.
Yeah. I actually like is kind of I'm not really a giant collector, as you can see behind me. Podcast people can't see, but I've got a bunch of action figures behind me on my shelf. I like to collect some of these things, and they're fun. So they have these very detailed statues called Elite, the Star Wars Elite figures, and they're 10, 12 inches. Oh no, I think they're what? I think Kylo Ren was the tallest at 7.5 inches. So they're yay big, but they're much more to be shown and not necessarily play with. They're much more detailed. They're going to be $25 a piece, so they're kind of more for the adult collectors.
Kids can't see them.
Yeah,
Can't touch them.
They're not for kids, and if you're a collector, they're there. But just Google this stuff. I'll try and get some up on our Facebook page. But if you want to see what the toys are, there's a bazillion of them, and you can pretty much find them anywhere. But it was pretty cool. So I don't know. Being that I'm a massive Star Wars nerd and Ryan is a massive Star Wars nerd in training, we will talk about stuff like this.
Well, I enjoy Star Wars. I'm just not as knowledgeable.
Once again, you are a massive Star Wars nerd in training. You are my Padawan, and much in the ways of the Force do you have to learn, Ryan. Little more Star Wars news. Star Wars Rebels is finally coming back. They had an awesome season 2 hour-long show. In June. It was amazing, but then they, all of us thought that there was going to be more episodes to follow, and nothing followed up with it, and they didn't give us any release date for when season 2 would actually continue. It will be coming back October 14th, so it's on Disney XD. That'll be when all the new episodes come out. So just a little show note there for you to set your DVR. So me and Ryan are both big fans of the movie The Iron Giant. that stars. I guess it kind of stars Vin Diesel. He does the voice of the Iron Giant. He's not. He only has a few lines in the movie.
A lot of lines, but
But it's he's made a lot of news. We talked a little bit about last week that they're re-releasing the movie. They're remastering it. They're releasing it for 1 or 2 days in Fathom Events back in the theaters.
they're doing September 30th at 7 p.m. and then they're doing October 4th Sunday 12 p.m.
Okay, and so Vin took to his Facebook page and he might have kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit. Vin has been known to give out information before the studios do on a lot of projects, and he may have kind of let drop that that an Iron Giant 2 may be in the works. Basically, he just said, "Don't be surprised if Warner Brothers releases info on an Iron Giant 2 or Iron Giant 2 in the very soon." So obviously, everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're making a sequel." Nothing's been confirmed, but I don't know. I'd be on board with it. Iron Giant's a great movie. I think we're all going to try and go to the Fathom event. I'm excited.
Yep. And bring a box of tissues.
Yeah. Superman. Let's see here. Mega Man. Last week we teased, we didn't tease. We kind of talked a little bit about Nintendo talking possibly about jumping back into the, some of their properties. Well, I guess it's not, I guess Mega Man's not really a Nintendo property. It's a Capcom property. Yeah. But, so ignore what I just said about Nintendo. Mega Man is actually is getting production right now for 20th Century Fox. They're going to make a live action Mega Man movie.
Yeah, we'll see how Fox does with that.
Yeah. So Capcom, not Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Can't believe you thought Nintendo did Mega Man, Ryan. This is your fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
How dare you write it on the show notes? You know I'll read anything.
I'm sorry.
If it's on the teleprompter, I'll read it. So yeah, not a lot of details about it. Just kind of that it's in pre-production.
Keep that in the back of your head.
And we'll see. If any more news on Mega Man comes out, we'll see how it happens. Lionsgate is developing a Borderlands movie. Speaking of games for movies, I never played Borderlands, but I know a lot of my friends did. They really liked it.
I think I'm close to beating it, and then I started playing Skyrim, and I forgot to finish. So it's a good game. It would make a great movie.
Is it kind of like a Mad Max almost type game, kind of like a Wasteland?
Kind of. It's you get weapons and you can specialize your weapons to shoot, like electricity and all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot more. It's a more mature language and stuff like that. So it would make a great Mad Max style movie. So I would totally watch the hell out of that.
Lionsgate basically just said that they want to keep the spirit of the game alive and that they plan on using the uber violent of the game and try and translate that into the movie. So it sounds like it'll be a rated R movie, much like the game, and no details on what it's really going to be about other than kind of based on the video game. So more details as we get them. Assassin's Creed we talked about last week. We talked about they released their first image of Michael Fassbender as the new assassin, and we talked a little bit about the movie. They also released a little more information about the movie, basically saying that the movie is going to actually be set in the same world as the game. So if you've played the games, those are actually happening in the same universe as this movie's coming out. So the movie is going to be its own story. It's not going to be piggybacked off the games or anything we know about the games, but it will be part of the whole universe and future games and comics. And I mean, Ubisoft's done a really good job of expanding that universe and kind of making it a very big universe. So I am very excited for the movie. American Dad, show started on Fox and now is on, I believe, TNT or TBS.
Yeah, one of those ones.
Created by Seth MacFarlane. If you haven't watched it, I enjoy American Dad a lot. I think it's a good show.
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't watch it regularly. It's definitely more of a kind of a political type show than Family Guy is. But it has been renewed for 2 more seasons. So if you're a big fan of Family Guy, boo. If you're a big fan of Family Guy, check out American Dad. It's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
They're about the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. A couple other shows have been renewed for another season are Killjoys and Dark Matter on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Woo!
So, I need to watch Dark Matter. I watched the first episode. I know we read the comic book. I forgot to set my DVR, and next thing you know, I was like, oh, crap, I forgot to set my DVR. So I actually downloaded the Sci-Fi app for my iPad, and you can get all the episodes there. So Killjoys is a show that I've heard some
Watch
good.
them.
Killjoy is a show I've heard some good things about. I don't know much about it. I'm gonna try and check it out. But obviously, if we watch it, we'll let you guys know if it's any good. But if you're a big fan of even one of those shows, they have been renewed for a second season. Let's see here. Nickelodeon is thinking about bringing back some of its old cartoons. So if you're a fan of Rugrats or Hey Arnold, there's a lot of talk that they may be getting redone and brought back to the network. So
My kids still watch it. We have the Rugrats movie and all that stuff. My kids love Rugrats. So.
yeah, they were a little past my time when I was watching cartoons, but I know my wife loved them when she was younger. But I'm sure my kids will love them. The people behind Arrow and Flash
So
on
old.
Yeah, they're older cartoons. The people behind Arrow and Flash on CW is bringing a show about the brides of Dracula to NBC called Brides. It basically chronicles the three brides. What if they hadn't been killed by Van Helsing in the old stories, and they lived on, and it's modern day New York, and the three of them have sexy adventures, is what the description said. So I don't know what that means.
I am very curious to see what
I
that.
thought we kind of, as a society, moved on from vampires, and we were all about like zombies now. I thought that was the new vampires. We still into vampires?
I guess can't hurt.
Well, if they're gonna have sexy adventures,
Sexy adventures in New York vampires.
so
Those
it's
are gonna be
like
like
Sex in the City with fangs,
Yeah, pretty much.
without the nudity because it's on NBC.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
Amazon Prime actually just released some cool data this week. They just updated their app, and one of the new features that you can do now if you're an Amazon Prime member is you can now download the shows off Amazon Prime or movies onto your device. So the reason why this is kind of a big deal is because it's something that I would love HBO Go and Netflix to start doing. Basically, I like to travel a lot, and I don't want to pay to have an internet service for my iPad. So basically, I have to download movies onto my iPad before I leave and travel, and then once you watch them, you're kind of stuck with, well, if you watch them all before you get to your destination, you don't have anything on the way back. What this would do is it would allow you to download the shows that you want onto it, watch them offline, like on an airplane or any place you don't have the internet, and then once you get to your destination, load the next few episodes up and then continue on. So
Pretty sweet. I don't understand why they're not doing that.
yeah, I don't know either. It could be some. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't want to speculate because I really don't know why they don't do it. I'm sure it has something to do with cost. It's probably some additional thing they have to work
Yeah,
into their.
or like people downloading it and then ripping it and
Yeah, but I want to say I used to have Comcast. When I used to have Comcast, their app allowed you to download some episodes of shows too, and you couldn't download more than X amount at a time, and they were kind of coded files that only played through the Comcast app. So, I'm sure there's ways to make it where you can't, where it's not, you're not stealing the files. But I mean, majority of us, it takes a little while to download too. So majority of us aren't going to just download it and rip them. If you really want to go burn House of Cards, you're gonna find other avenues than to download it off their app and then find a way to burn it. But I think it'd be great. I would love to be able to download the first season of House of Cards, a show that I need to get caught up on, or True Detective, and then just watch it when I'm traveling, which I'll be doing soon. I'm going to go on vacation here soon. It would be great to have the full season and watch it on an airplane or in the airport. So, I don't know. But it's cool. If you're not an Amazon Prime user, they got a good service. They don't have a ton of shows, but I think it's something awesome that hopefully some other places will follow suit for. So, if you have it now, if you haven't updated your app, update it now, and you have that ability right now. Just about everything they have on there right now is downloadable. So, big news if you're... cool news if you're in Amazon Prime. Last little bit of news we have here, not really news, just touch base on a couple little trailers that released. iZombie just released a teaser trailer for their season 2. Kind of gives you a little idea of what's to come this season. That's a show that me and you kind of got on late last year, but got caught up and both really enjoyed it.
I'm fairly sure I watched all. I for some reason couldn't remember if I watched the season finale or not, so I have to go try and check that. But
Okay, well,
other than that, great show.
yeah, great show. It's on the CW. If you haven't watched it yet, I think you can catch all the first episodes of iZombie on the app. I think it was only like 12 or 13 episodes for the first season. Season 2 is coming out in October, so check it out. I posted on the Facebook. If you don't know what iZombie is, check out the trailer and let us know what you think. The other trailer that I posted this week on Facebook was the movie Concussion. It's a Sony movie. It stars Will Smith. it's basically about the doctor who discovered that all the impacts from NFL, all the hits that the guys in the NFL were taking, was giving him brain disease, and basically he's the whistleblower in all these concussions.
And if you've seen, like, there's a documentary, I can't remember who did it, but it was, and they interviewed the actual doctor in that one documentary. And I mean, he wasn't going after the NFL trying to shut it down or anything like that. It was just uh, these guys, one or two of them were his patients, and this is just what he found out. And so he started asking around and getting more NFL players were coming to him and doing brain scans, and he's not a bad guy. He was just trying to do the right thing for his patients. And
Well, and he discovered a brand new disease that nobody had even known about, that was happened because of all these impacts. So I mean, me and Ryan are both big fans of the NFL. I mean, next week we're going to have our NFL show. So I mean, we love the NFL and we don't want to go away, but this is definitely something I'm very interested. This is this is a movie I'm very interested to see. I'd really like to know kind of what happened behind the scenes. But check out the trailer. It looks really intense. It looks really good. It's definitely going to be a David versus Goliath. The NFL, if you're a fan or not a fan, the NFL is one of the biggest corporations in the world. And
nonprofit.
Yeah, no, they actually changed. Well, I don't know if they're still nonprofit, but they actually started paying taxes finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that story came out last year, and they got a lot of bad press, so they were like, "Yeah, we'll pay taxes. We got enough. We were only raking in like $13 billion a year. We're good.
Yeah.
We could get some of that Apple money." And that's it. That's all we got for the news. Yay! I throw my show sheet, but we got other things to cover. And last week I threw my show sheet and didn't have the names I needed.
Yes, good job, Brian.
I'll throw my show sheet. For those of you who look forward to me throwing my show sheet, I will throw my show sheet at one point tonight. Yeah. Let's see. So it brings us to our main news story of the week. You got announced, what was it, yesterday? That there was some big kind of Marvel and Disney shakeup news. And so me and Ryan figured we had some people ask us about it and our thoughts and what we thought about it. So we figured we would to kind of talk about it. A new article came out from the Hollywood Reporter today that kind of went behind the scenes on everything. So basically what the story is that Kevin Feige, the Marvel Studios president, the guy who's basically responsible for all the great Marvel movies that we have, has been reporting to, for the longest time, Marvel's CEO, Ike Perlmutter. I believe that's his name.
It's a very complicated last name.
If it's not correct, I don't really care. The guy kind of sounds like a dick, so I don't really care if I got his name right.
He purchased Marvel in the 1990s, I think.
Well, I don't know if he purchased him. I just know he's the CEO of Marvel. I don't know if he's the owner of Marvel. I believe, well, obviously now he's not the owner of Marvel. Well, okay, little backstory. When Disney purchased Marvel a few years back, they basically left Marvel completely intact as far as how they ran it. They basically just says, we own you. We're going to help you finance things, and obviously you worked for us, but we're going to leave all your infrastructure in place. It ain't broke. We're not going to try and fix it. Everything's great. So fast forward to now, everything's still the exact same. Even though Disney owns them, it's like Disney was never there. And so, everything's been great. Well, apparently Ike, the CEO, is a very frugal businessman, and he does not like to spend money. And Kevin Feige, who's like we said, has been putting all these Marvel movies together for everybody, had basically had enough. So the story goes that the budget on Captain America 3, the Civil War movie, has ballooned, way past their initial expectations, and part of that's because Ike decided to, because they budget more money for Marvel, the big movies like Avengers, than they do for movies like Ant-Man or sequel individual properties. So they say a movie like Captain America, hey, we're going to give you a budget of $150 million, where Avengers you can have a $300 million budget. Well, anybody who's paid any attention to the new Captain America movie, it really is an Avengers 2.5.
It's essentially an extension of what happened after Age of Ultron.
Yeah, it's an extension. It's a big ticket Marvel movie. It's not necessarily a sequel to Captain America as much as it is a Marvel event movie at this point. And so as the budget ballooned up, there came a lot of pressure from the Marvel's New York headquarters to reel it in, and apparently Kevin Feige had enough, and apparently he was going to quit. We were all going to lose Kevin Feige.
Maybe he would have gone to DC and
that might have, well, as a DC fanboy, as much as I love Marvel, that I might have did a dance. But that being said, I do love what Kevin Feige has done with Marvel, and it would be a big loss for all of us Marvel fans for him to step away. So apparently he had a meeting with Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, and kind of basically said, hey, what's going on? This is what's going on. And so Bob Iger said, okay, listen, you're not going to walk away from one of the biggest movie franchises in today.
Modern history.
In modern history, outside of Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah.
Cha-ching. And so we're going to work something out. So basically now, Kevin Feige now directly reports to Alan Horn, who's now the Disney movie studios president. So a lot of this sounds technical. A lot of you guys listening are probably like, that sounds really boring. What's really the gist of it? Here's the gist of it. If you're a fan of Marvel, this is not a
Marvel
bad...
Studios movies.
Yeah, or Marvel Studios, sorry. If you're a fan of the Marvel movies, and in particular... this is probably not anything but a good thing. Basically, it's going to remove the restrictions that the tight-wadded Ike, CEO of Marvel, has been placing on Kevin Feige to work within constraints. So basically now, Marvel has unlimited Disney funds. Kevin Feige only reports directly to Disney's studios president and says, hey, listen, I need this much money, and they're probably going to say, okay, go do it. So. I know a lot of people kind of texted us, and we're kind of like, oh my God, does this spell the end of Marvel? No, this is actually going to be a good thing. There was some rumor that the brain trust that they'd put together to guide all these movies was going to be broke apart. It's not. It's still there. Kevin Feige can still go talk to all these different writers and Marvel people about things so that way the movies line up with the comics and all that stuff, and I'm sure they'll still have their powwows. He's just not beholden to them anymore. He doesn't have to do what they say. He can do what he wants to do and guide the movies the way he wants to guide them, and make them as big as he wants to make them.
And it gives us a possibility that a lot of people that were upset about the female representation in merchandising might actually, go away, because Ike, the Marvel CEO, used to work in the toy industry before, and he's one of those good old boys that thinks, girls need to play with girl toys, boys need to play with boy toys, and, girls only like pink and stuff like that. So it's kind of like Ryan and I really hope that hopefully this will give us some merchandise that are a lot more, not Wonder Woman, but,
yeah, Black Widow.
Oh my God, Black Widow.
Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. Well,
Yes.
and also, too, to piggyback off on that, a little more look behind the curtain. A lot of these movies and cartoons and stuff, a lot of the reason why there's not a lot of female characters in properties like this is because this idea that girls don't buy action figures and don't buy stuff. And a lot of the merchandise, we talked earlier about Star Wars selling $5 billion in merchandise. Merchandise a lot of times is why movies and cartoons get made. And if people don't believe that female toys will sell, they will exclude female characters from movies and cartoons. So, this is obviously an old, stupid, antiquated idea that needs to go away. I mean, obviously Disney has made a ton of money off of their female stuff. And if you look no further than just their brand new Star Wars movie, Daisy Ray, she's like, her face is on everything coming out merchandise-wise. I mean, she is front and center, and Disney's not afraid to say, listen, buy it. and people will.
Front and center, and the Jedis are behind her.
And the Jedis are behind her. So
how is that? That's a huge statement right there.
Yeah, I mean, don't be wrong. I definitely want to get a Kylo Ren t-shirt and a few other things, but, I have no problem buying something with, a female on the shirt, or buying my daughters. My daughters are going to love them. I'm going to buy a ton of them for my two girls. But, so this is a good thing. All this moving forward is a good thing. I will say that the television properties, Daredevil, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., don't look for their budgets to suddenly grow out of proportions, because they are still going to be reporting to New York, and they're going to be reporting to good old Ike. So
I like Ike.
So don't look for Daredevil's budget to just blow up and there's going to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier in the next season. So that's pretty much it. We have we'll go a little bit more in our Q&A. A few people have a few questions about it, so we'll talk a little bit more about it. But the gist of it is Kevin Feige is now beholden to no one but Disney. All the all the tight-wadded Marvel executives.
And everybody knows Disney money is good money.
Yeah.
So
Look for our Marvel properties to get even crazier in the on the big screen. And I mean, honestly, I don't expect a ton to change. I feel like a lot of, if anything, we might be able to get certain, more actors than we've been able to get before in the movies. Joaquin Phoenix was just recently on record basically saying he turned down Disney's a deal to do Doctor Strange because of what they wanted from him. They wanted more from him than most studios ask from their actors. And, it's not always a good way to get the top talent when you're asking, actors to sign 10-picture deals and work for less money and do all these other things. Unless you're Robert Downey Jr. or, cast of the Avengers right now. But, so... Anyway, if you have any other questions, if we didn't answer something that you want to know, feel free to hit us up on Twitter or on Facebook, and we'd love to go more into depth on this, but we could probably talk about it for an hour. But the good news is that our Marvel movies aren't going away. Kevin Feige is still in charge. Might even be bigger and better because they're going to have unlimited resources, and we're going to get female toys probably.
yes, and that's probably one of the more exciting things to come out of this, honestly.
Yeah,
so.
And hopefully that also means more female properties because Marvel does have some really good female characters that I would love to see in movies. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's it. So that's all we got for news this week, people. Hiya!
Woo!
Ninja news is over. Ninja Vanish. Psh, I need like a smoke bomb. That's what we need. Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, we got to get in the next budget meeting. Smoke bombs.
Okay. Well, I've been reading Ninja Turtles to my kids, so Donnie made smoke bombs by drilling holes in eggs, and then he put stuff in it.
And Mikey's the master. He does the smoke bombs. He goes,
Yeah.
Ninja Vanish! And he throws them, and then they all disappear. It's awesome. All right, so we have a small topic of the week. Nothing crazy, but we did want to touch base on it. It kind of piggybacks off news a little bit, I guess. Steven Spielberg this week came out and basically said that superhero movies are going to go the way of westerns. What
do you know, Spielberg?
Yeah, says the guy who's never made a superhero movie. I love you, Steven Spielberg. Yeah. You were a great director, but can we quit making historical movies and go back to making cool science fiction movies?
Well, the historical movies aren't that bad.
Well, they used to be impactful. I don't care about all those new ones now. I don't care about like War Horse and stuff. Schindler's List was good.
I never saw that one.
You never saw Schindler's List? It's really depressing.
No, War Horse.
Oh, I was like, how could you not see Schindler's List? Saving Private Ryan, amazing movie. War Horse, it did have Cumberbatch in it, so I'm sure Kyle's seen it twice.
Yeah, probably.
No, I mean, War Horse is an okay movie, but I don't know. I'd like to see Steven Spielberg get back to more his Indiana Jones type stuff and Jurassic Park and Jaws.
Just don't put walkie-talkies instead of guns, and I'm okay.
God, I know. What's next? Is he going to erase Jaws and put in a porpoise because Jaws is too violent?
Probably.
The re-release, the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Watch the angry flipper as he slowly nuzzles to death Roy Schneider.
No, I need something that looks better, like a sea cow, a manatee.
Yeah, manatee.
I don't even know what a manatee sounds like.
Oh my god. So our topic is we go to college. We went to college. I graduated.
We're educated.
I'm so proud. My daughter went to first grade. She's officially got one grade higher than me.
Yeah.
Will superhero movies go the way of westerns? And basically westerns were huge for 15 years and then just disappeared. And occasionally you get one or two every now and then.
I think the comic book thing will die down, obviously, but I don't think it's going to go away to westerns where it just essentially, like, if you're only going to see them on the AMC channel in black and white.
The Marvel channel?
Yeah, like the Marvel channel.
I definitely think there could be a little bit of a superhero fatigue that could set in like all movies. They definitely, even like genres like horror tend to get big and then go away for a little while and come back and then they're good again.
Vampire stuff has slowed down, but,
I will say this. The difference between westerns and superhero movies is that people have been comic book fans for a long, long time. And people are still comic book fans. People love these characters. People love, and even before there was comic book fans, people loved mythology. They loved Zeus. They loved, they loved
swords and sorcery.
Angels and demons and the people love the Bible and all these other, fictitious stories that people.
Wow,
No,
Brian.
but you know what I'm getting at is there's always been this struggle with gods and legends and stuff like that, and really, Zeus and Hercules, those were the Greeks superheroes, and those were their Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman. And throughout time, people love these types of characters and these stories. And so, as long as there are comic book fans, the comic book movies will never go away. That
Yeah.
said, I think Marvel. One of the things that Marvel's been really smart about is they've diversified how they do their movies. So you have genre type movies. So like Ant-Man, we both loved Ant-Man. It was a heist film. The Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy was a science fiction movie. A lot of these properties are different types of movies. The Winter Soldier was a spy movie. And so they've done a great job of making these movies different where they're not all the same. So you can't just clump them all into the same categories like, oh, those are all superhero movies. They are, but they're not. And not just that, you have properties like Kick-Ass, some of the rated R properties that are coming out, Deadpool. These are all different types of things that, and there's a lot of comic book movies that people don't even know were comic book movies to start out with.
Yeah, it could like Deadpool. It wouldn't have to be a comic movie. It used to be a movie about very eccentric character.
Exactly.
Deadpool is,
So
and
I think as long as there's good comic books and fans of comic books, there's always going to be superhero movies. I mean, you may get, once we get Avengers 5, they may start doing some different stuff, but, there's always going to be, I think that's why they want, Spider-Man, they want to do a deal with Spider-Man, and you want to be able to do different characters, and I think Marvel's done a great job of digging in deep for a lot of their different characters. Doctor Strange is going to start digging into the supernatural aspect of Marvel, which is a whole new direction for Marvel.
yeah, and I think obviously it's the time that we're living in,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be at the top
Mm-hmm.
of all the comic book movies, and obviously it's gonna go down. And I don't think anything's ever gonna be able to. There'll be a series or what has it been like 10 years now that we kind of really had.
We've had like a renaissance of superhero movies.
And if you just look at like the Marvel where there's like a timeline that people have made that shows all the Marvel movies, and
Mm-hmm.
when we're set for
10 more years.
15 years, I mean 40 years of comic, I mean it's insane like what they have coming.
I think as long as they continue to be good quality and evolve, they'll never quite go out. Because I remember when Spider-Man came out. I mean, I remember people because X-Men was big, Spider-Man was big, and then there was some movies that flopped, and then people were like, oh, this is the end of the superhero movies. They had their little run, and now they're bigger than ever. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, look at Superman, for instance. The first Superman came out in 1979.
True, that's very true. Superman has, as a movie franchise, been around for a long time.
And a lot of people think Superman was man. A lot of people didn't like Man of Steel.
Believe a man can fly. And
I mean,
that was one of the Superman, like the original Superman.
I mean, if Superman and Batman can survive Superman 4, Superman 3 and 4, and Batman and Robin, then those are indestructible properties, and they will never die.
True.
So I don't know. I think they'll
Spielberg-
change.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg, what do you know? What have you done? Nothing, loser.
You don't have to make movies
All right,
anymore.
Steven Spielberg. We love you, Steven Spielberg. You're tied to our childhood.
Just melting Nazi faces and
We
Return
will
of-
forever thank you for Indiana Jones, so you get a pass. But we do think you were wrong. We don't think they're going to go away like Westerns did.
Yes.
So, that's our topic of the week.
Shut your whore mouth.
Guess what? Here goes the show sheet.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh wait, no, that one thing. No.
Yep. All right. No, that was it. I don't have anything else on the show sheet. What we got next? We got Q&A.
I don't know. You tore up the show sheets. What are we supposed to do? Q&A?
Well, we got a small rant. Do we want to do? Let's do our Q&A first, and then we'll do our small rant.
Okay.
We switched up our rant a little bit this week. We're not going to rant about our kids because we feel all warm and lovey inside because they just went to first grade and kindergarten.
And second grade. Mine's in second grade. Second grade.
So, questions this week. Dun, 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 dun. Chris from the Utah Outcasts.
Chris.
Great show. And what a great guy. He left me
Yeah.
2 questions. He wanted to know how deeply we loved him. Well, Chris, I think we've shown tonight how deeply we love you. Um, he also would like to know, with Fanes joining Disney proper, how insanely great do we think the Marvel movies will become now? Obviously, we touched about that a little bit earlier.
Good.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, because Disney is not afraid to put a bunch of boatload of money into something to make it good. So,
Yeah, so yeah, I
and
think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be outstanding, amazing, and fantastic. So if Marvel movies are currently at a 10, they're going to be at a motherfucking 15.
yes,
I don't know if that's true, but that's just my guess.
eyeballs are not going to be able to contain how great it is going to be.
Yeah, no.
And to answer the question, how we deeply love you, Chris, about like this deep.
Oh man, for you podcast people, Ryan is using his finger in a very inappropriate manner. It's very disturbing.
Sorry, sorry.
Especially, I mean, picture this. He's using his finger in an inappropriate manner while being nude with a heart-shaped hair piece shaved into his chest with my name, his wife's name, and his children's name on the side. It's really kind of creepy. Creepy.
Yes. At this point in my life, I think I just need more chest hair.
Yeah,
So,
well, you want some of mine? I'll give it to you.
I have none. To be honest, as far as what Brian said, I think I have like one. Like,
You got the one chest hair?
yeah. And it could like be really long. I can curl it if I really wanted
I
to.
feel like my hair has crawled from my head down to my chest. That's great.
Yes.
Damn you, old age. Damn you. Damn you to hell. All right, so Chris from Washington also had a little Marvel question. Obviously, we're getting these out of the way since we just talked about it. But he wanted to know, with Mighty Mouse, he kind of took the opposite approach as our other Chris. With Mighty Mouse disbanding all Marvel Studios connections to Marvel Entertainment, will this lead to the downfall of Marvel Cinematic Universe, or will it strengthen the product? So, obviously, we do not think it will lead to the downfall. I believe it'll strengthen the product. Both Chris's can put your mind at ease. I guess Chris number 1 wasn't worried.
Disney
But
owned Pixar. Pixar hasn't gone downhill. They're still going at the same pace that they've always done. They don't make 8 movies a year and they're all crap.
yeah, well, exactly. And Pixar is never, yeah, like you said, Pixar's never slowed down. I mean, I know some people complain about the Cars sequels and a lot of the new sequels that are coming out now, but I think Pixar's been, maybe not quite as strong as its first few, movies, but Up was a Disney Pixar movie, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Up is
Was
still
it
one of the
Big Hero 6 Pixar too?
Big Hero 6 was not Pixar, that was Disney.
Oh, that was straight Disney.
That was
Okay.
straight Disney. But what you got to understand is when Disney bought Pixar, they integrated. They actually put I think it's John Lasseter. I'm gonna butcher his last name, but he was the guy who basically was in charge of Pixar. They put him in charge of Disney's animation studios.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Pixar basically runs Disney animation now, which is smart. So and not just that, obviously we haven't seen the first Star Wars movie, but if anybody's been watching Star Wars Rebels, Disney has done great things already with the Star Wars property. Disney does not buy something to destroy it. Disney buys something to make a shit ton of money off it and make it better. So
Disney buys a product because it's something that sells and, the people want. So
Chris's, do not fear. I believe Marvel is going to be better than ever with this new, reorganization of internal properties. So I think it'll be awesome, but we'll find out soon enough, I guess. Brian from Washington, not me. I did not go meta. I did not go Deadpool. I'm not breaking the wall. He wants to know, what canceled TV show do we wish would another season would have been made, and on the other side, what current show right now needs to be canceled? I would say Falling Skies, but thank God it is finally, we've put it out of our misery.
I'll save my.
Yeah, we're all, just a little look behind the show sheet here. We are all working, me and Ryan and before mentioned Chris, are working on putting together a We Hate You Falling Skies finale show, and it's going to be us drinking and basically swearing a lot and ranting about how terrible it was. So, but I don't know. What show, let's see, what canceled show would I like to see another season of? Obviously, there's the whole Firefly. I'm not going to touch base on Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly's an easy one to say.
I'd say Constantine because I'm a big Constantine fan, but to tell you the truth, the show was never super strong, and John Constantine's coming to Arrow, so I'm really hopeful that they're actually able to spin his character into something cool on Arrow and Flash. A show that I actually would really love to have gotten a second season was a show called Almost Human. It was on Fox. It starred I always forget his name. He played the Dread recently. Carl Urban.
Oh yeah.
And it was about him and an android, and it was a really, really good show. And it only got 13 episodes, and by the 13th episode, the show was so strong. But because it was very sci-fi, and I don't think a lot of people knew how to take it, the ratings weren't good, and Fox canceled it. And it's just too bad because it was a really, really good show. So I would have loved to have seen a second season of Almost Human.
Man, I'm struggling because there's a lot of shows where my wife and I would watch it, and it would have a good first season, and it doesn't come back.
All right, well, while you're thinking about it, the show I'd like to see canceled is Gotham. It is a terrible show that gives comic book shows a bad name. It is awful. I don't know how it's still on the air.
I got a coffee.
Are they sponsoring us? Well, if Gotham's sponsoring us, I think everyone should watch Gotham. It's a fantastic show.
Warner Brothers sent us the Blu-ray digital HD copy of the first season of Gotham.
Well, here's my thing. I watched Gotham, so full disclosure, I watched the first 13 episodes of Gotham, and it was awful. I could not wrap my head around it. I know a few people that ride with us, they kind of like Gotham, but the show just looked terrible. So maybe the last 13 or 12 episodes got much better, but I don't know how it pulls the ratings it does from what I've seen. It is not a good show.
I'm gonna say any Law and Order show needs to be canceled because come on, how many times can you have some weird random shit happen that you need to have a law? There's been enough. Cancel it. I don't know. I'm not on I was unprepared for that question tonight. So.
All right.
Damn it, Brian.
Sorry.
Brian.
You can read our Facebook page like everybody else does. Not my fault you didn't prepare for the show, slacker. Let's see here. Josh from Virginia, who may or may not be my brother, wants to know what do we think about doing a live show where we could send in what are our thoughts about doing a live show and they could send in their comments and questions as we talk.
We could.
We would honestly, I would love to do a live show, but we'd have to change the format a little bit. The show would have to be a little bit different. I think there's a Google Hangouts where you can actually do an on-the-air show.
And we would need to get more demand than just Josh because if it's just one person.
That's what I was gonna get at. There's a lot more work that goes into doing a live show. I mean, me and Ryan, it would be easy for us because we do a live show type format. We don't, honestly, anybody's watching this, we don't edit, we don't do post production. That's kind of why we try and have fun with some of our phones giving out music, and we try and do practical effects and kind of keep it low budget because we like to do this all in one shoot. We don't edit anything out. Everything we say goes on air. So. We would be fine with switching formats, but we definitely have to have more demand for it and a lot of, because if we're getting comments and questions as we go, I mean, it's definitely a lot more on the fly. I mean, you have to have a lot more show prep, and not that we don't mind putting in the extra work, but
we would like to have a good, clean looking product when we actually present it. I mean, Brian and I talk for probably half an hour or 45 minutes before we even start a show, just to make sure we're both online with everything that we want to do. So we could definitely do a live show. We just, like Brian said, we just need a demand.
So yeah, I mean, if everybody wants a live show, then share our show. Recommend people subscribe to us on iTunes and follow us on YouTube and just share.
If we get to 500,
yeah. You guys want a live show? I mean, we could do a fun one, every now and then live show. But that being said, me and Ryan usually record Thursday nights at about, I don't know, 9:30 Pacific, 10 o'clock Pacific time. So if you guys are up and you want to send us a question, you can reach us on Twitter and Facebook, and we will interact with you guys that way too. So it's not necessarily right then you get your answer, but we'd be more than happy to interact. So you can, like I said, 10 o'clock Pacific time every Thursday we record. Feel free to send us a question or ask us anything you want to. But I don't know. Going forward, we may do a live show one day, but right now it's just not quite in the cards.
Yes.
I mean, if
Sorry.
if our 19,000 iTunes subscriber wants us to do it,
Yeah.
then you got to leave a review. When we get 19,000 reviews, we will we will do a live show.
If we get 19,000 reviews, we were doing very well.
Yeah,
So,
you can quit college at that point.
yeah.
We made it. Yes.
On it.
And our final question of the night comes from Geek Dad Report faithful listener.
Well, I don't know. This is more of a question or a story because
it's kind of a question story, so I'll read it and you react to it.
okay.
So Phil from Washington wants to know.
If you remember last week, Phil shared with us how he went poop at a biker bar and a biker
Yes.
put his hand on his head.
He shared
Wow,
some of his intimate details of his poor life. We
Yes.
may have to come up with a Phil segment where we just tell fucked up Phil stories.
Yes.
But we'll see. If you
Oh,
keep sending
thanks, Phil.
yeah, you keep sending us Jim's Phil, we might just give you your own dedicated segment.
Yes.
So Phil writes, at the gym today in the shower, I noticed an old dude walking into the shower stall across from me. He was about 75 or 80. He just sat there, ran the water, and watched me shower. I don't want to be an asshole, because he's an old man. But what is the proper way to handle or react to this situation? Oh, Phil, you killed me, man.
I would personally, I would get the hell out of there. That would be my to. I really wanted to think of something funny. I would turn and just shake at him or something.
Yeah, that would be Ryan is on the mic. What I would do is I would turn, look him squarely in the eyes, and say, "You see something you like, old man? Put my hands behind my head and give him the hip shimmy shake, and just
So that'll be
swing it
$20
side to side, and say, leave your money
and $20 to $100.
Leave your money on the bench and get the fuck out of here." That's what I would do personally.
And there is no second screening. So
I guess a follow-up question is kind of, I mean, did you like it, Phil? So, I mean, what are you asking us here? Did you like that he stared at you in the shower?
Do you get attention at home?
Because
that
if you
are
didn't
now
like,
receiving.
If you didn't like it, then that's what I would do. I would shimmy, give him the old shimmy shake, and tell him to leave you money. If you did like it, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, it's cool. We're not judging.
It's cool. You like old dudes watching you shower? That's great.
You know, just let the old lady know that's what you got going on.
Yeah.
She might wonder why you're starting to go to the gym more.
Yeah. It could be your motivation to work out.
So I feel in a
I
situation.
Guy checked me out today. I was working extra hard on my abs.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like in any situation, if you were to shove an old man for being a creeper, you'd be in the wrong. If you were a total jerk to him, you'd be in the wrong. He can always play the "I'm old and senile" card, so you're kind of in a lose-lose situation. So I feel like comedic humor is always the best way to. Awkward comedic humor is always the best way to go. Point out the fact that you are aware that he's creepily staring at your man parts, and just let him know that, hey, I know that you know that I know that you're staring at my man parts, and if you're gonna stare at them, at least pay me, because you know I got bills to pay.
Excellent.
That's what I would do. So I don't know. Do we have any platinum star winners tonight, or should we just give out a gold?
I was not thinking about that. Let's just do a random pick.
All right, who hasn't? Let's give it to who
We
hasn't.
all had great ones. Let's give it to Chris. We haven't given Chris anything.
What, Chris? We gave him like mad props.
Yeah, that's true. We did give him mad props today.
All right, I'm gonna give it to Brian. He's one of our newer questionnaires, and we appreciate his questions. And it was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good one. I feel bad I didn't have any good responses to it because I just couldn't.
So Brian, as a follow up, Ryan is going to think about it, and he is going to post something on Facebook tomorrow.
I will personally send Brian a reply to that.
So Brian, good job. Everybody else, thank you very much for your questions. If you want to leave us a question, as always, me or Ryan will put up a Facebook post asking for them, usually Thursday morning. If you have something, Chris got to us yesterday. He didn't want to miss out, so he sent us a direct message. So if you think of something you don't want to wait for our post, go ahead and send us a direct message, and we will include it in the show. So, like I said, everybody, thanks for your question. You guys are awesome. Brian, nice work. Gold star. Boom. All right. And that moves us on. We're running out of time, so we'll try and be quick about this. We'll move to our rant. Usually we have a usually fun dad rant, but since we spent our dad time talking about our kids going to school, tonight we're going to talk about the giant asshole known as Tom Brady.
Yes. Fuck you, Tom Brady.
So a little backstory in case you're not familiar with Tom Brady. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but he is the quarterback of the New England Patriots.
Yes.
And today a ruling came down where he somehow managed to circumvent the law where he originally was suspended. So last year he was suspended. Well, I guess it was early this year. He was suspended for 4 games for deflating his footballs to an illegal PSI pressure. And they caught him red-handed. And he denied it.
It was basically last year, the game before the Super Bowl. And it was it snowing? It was like a crazy rain game.
He'd been doing it for a while.
And
basically deflating the football gives you a better grip and it creates an unfair advantage, which is why the NFL has rules against deflating your footballs. But Tom Brady got caught. He got suspended for 4 games. The Patriots got slapped real down real hard. And all of us who, hate the dirty cheating Patriots because it's not the first time they've cheated, rejoiced. And today, some stupid judge said that the NFL overstepped their boundaries, and he lifted the suspension.
Enforcing their own rules.
Yeah.
So sorry we enforced our own rule too hard.
For dirty cheating, and now Tom Brady gets to play, and he's not suspended. So you know what pisses me off is not that the judge overturned it because of evidence, lack of evidence. No, they overturned it because they don't like the way the NFL handled it. Not because they didn't say he cheated, but because they said they didn't like the way that the NFL handled him getting caught cheating.
So what were they supposed to do? Just put on the kid gloves and...
You know what, Tom Brady?
Tom, we know you cheated. If there's any one of us do anything remotely cheating in our life in another form, shit's gonna come down hard on you.
Well, pretty sure if a guy cheats on his wife, if the judge says no, we're gonna throw that out. He's innocent. Your wife ain't taking you back, dude.
Yeah, your wife did yell at you a lot a couple of weeks before you screwed that other lady. So.
Yeah, but because she didn't yell at you properly, we're gonna say that you didn't screw that other lady and you get off scot-free. Pretty sure your wife is still not taking your cheating ass back. Tom Brady, you are a fucking cheater. And we know it. Ryan knows it. I know it. Everybody in the NFL outside of Boston knows it.
Your stupid equipment manager had a name like the Deflator or something like that.
His name was the Deflator. So much. And all of a sudden, magically, during these trials, the Deflator went into hiding.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. Maybe because he got hush money, Tom, from your stupid Ugg boots and your stupid Victoria's Secret wife hush money. Probably paid him in bras.
Well, let's not get personal here. Let's just stick to the...
Giselle may be a very nice lady. So I apologize, Giselle. I don't hate you. I hate your husband because he's a dirty cheater.
Yeah.
You are married to a dirty cheater. Your legacy will forever be tarnished, Tom Brady.
Well, not apparently he got off scot-free. So what's really tarnished?
We know that he's a cheater. You know he's a cheater. We all know he's a cheater.
Into the Hall of Fame. And
in the real world, and you know what? We're going to put an asterisk next to his name that says cheater. And if they don't, we're going to do it. We're going to go to Canton, Ohio. We're going to stencil it in there. I'm going to get a stenciler.
They have bad security there.
Yeah, terrible security. I'm sure Tom Brady hired them, so they're probably in the back deflating something.
Probably deflating all the balls that are in the Hall of Fame.
I'm just
irritated. All the air out of them, so they're...
Because the Patriots got caught for Spygate. Peyton Manning has gone on record saying that he would not have conversations in the Patriots locker rooms because he knew that they'd bugged him, so he'd have them in the hallway. I mean, these guys were still in signals before another Super Bowl. These guys are cheaters. They're dirty cheaters. They cheat. Tom Brady, you cheated. Your phone that had all the records magically got destroyed before, this investigation. You are a cheater. And it irritates me that he gets off scot-free. It's so infuriating.
It's nothing more frustrating than when there's a lot of people that are doing the right thing and that, and play by all the rules. And it takes one shithead to, do everything well, I don't know if he was doing everything he could, but, to break the rules, get caught, but with no repercussions whatsoever. Other than paying a fine that really to them it'd be us getting slapped with a 50-cent fine for murdering somebody.
Yeah, I know. And I get it. Probably a lot of guys in the NFL cheat. I'm a Seahawks fan, so people are going to be like, "Oh, you guys are all on Adderall." Yeah, I get it.
Well,
But
yeah,
guess what?
yeah.
Most
The Seahawks
most
are notorious cheaters.
yeah,
So
most of the guys who are on Adderall serve suspensions. Okay, they all spent 4 games except for Richard Sherman because he's smart and went to Stanford. Didn't go to Michigan. Tom Brady. That's a terrible school.
Michigan's a bunch of alcoholics.
Yeah, all they do in Michigan is drink beer, and booze, and cheat, and everything.
Cheat on everything.
Ugh.
I think
Damn
that was
Tom
more.
Brady.
I felt like you got a lot of stuff listed off your chest on that
Yeah,
one.
I feel better.
Yeah.
Better. I just, Tom Brady lives. Why do you got to cheat, Tom Brady? You already got like a blessed life. You're married to a supermodel.
I
You've
don't know.
got,
Could
like,
you
9
ask
Super
for like a
Bowls.
more? You got shitloads of money. You're married to the highest paid supermodel in the world. I don't know if she still is, but
Yeah, you got all these records. You're going
you have
into
three
the
Super
You're going to the
Bowl-
Hall of Fame on a carpet of magic.
yeah, and there's no reason for you to do it.
Stupid
Right.
shit. You know what? I'm just mad that he got. You know what? Had he just done his 4 games and moved on, I'd been like, okay, fine. He cheated. He got caught. He did his time, and now he moves on. But this reeks of like, I'm Tom Brady, and I'm better than everyone else, and I am not gonna get in trouble for anything.
I really hope on that. What's that one lip syncing thing where they do the NFL
The
and they
NFL
put all
bad lip reading.
yeah, bad lip reading. I really hope they do like one just focused on Tom Brady, just to kind of make it just slightly feel better.
And the worst part is the only people who are excited are people in Boston. All those. I know
Yeah.
Seattle's.
The other 31 teams in the league.
I don't want to sit here and call. I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black and making fun of somebody else's fan base. But Boston people. You guys never liked the Red Sox until they won a World Series. Except for maybe Ben Affleck and Matt Damon might be the only Boston Red Sox fans before they won a World Series. I see Boston Red Sox hats everywhere. Man, get out of here. Whatever. All right.
Whatever.
All right, that's it. Tom Brady, you're a cheater. We know it. And we're going to remember
Why don't
this
you go
shit.
back to your multi-million-dollar house
Yeah.
and your supermodel wife?
Just so
and-
you know, Tom Brady, the Geek Dad Report is
And
not
he doesn't have any kids.
a fan of you or the Patriots. All right. Damn him. I'm not taking you in my fantasy football team either, Tom Brady, just so you know that. I'm not. I refuse to.
Well,
Line in the
when
sand
our
right here,
league,
people.
he was rated like 140 something.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be suspended for cheating.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. That's all the time we got for all that fun stuff.
Yes. What are we on now? Recommendations?
Yeah, recommendations. Let's blow them out real quick.
All right.
do
So
it next
my
30 minutes.
recommendation for this week is that you should never watch any episode of Falling Skies ever.
Nope.
The series finale was on Sunday. Brian and I are gonna go really in depth about it. Hopefully with Chris. And yeah, don't waste your time on that show. It started out with something with so much promise.
Oh, first 2 seasons,
Yeah.
so good.
Yes. Even the second season was pretty good too, but
Yeah.
the first season's super good, and it just goes. And the whole season finale, I would just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get really drunk next time I
Yeah,
talk about it, because
And don't worry if you're thinking to yourself, why are you guys going to do like a show review of a show that aired like a week and a half ago? Don't worry. This is not going to be a review as much as going to be a 20-minute bitch fest.
you're gonna see a couple really drunk people just really bitching about something,
Yes.
and it's gonna be
Straight
good.
hate. It's like how I feel about Tom Brady, but as a show.
Yes.
So, thank you, Ryan, for your recommendation. Do not watch Falling Skies. I also approve of Ryan's recommendation. My recommendation this week is to play fantasy football. If you've never played fantasy football, give it a chance. Even if you're not a big NFL fan, it's a lot of fun. It's fun just to manage your team. All the websites do a really good job of giving you all the information you need to know, so you can manage your team properly and be competitive. It's a lot of
Or
fun.
auto pick. I almost won my league championship last year with an auto pick team.
Yeah,
So-
auto pick. If you don't know what that means, well, just go NFL.com, ESPN, Yahoo. Those are the 3 big ones that we use. I know CBS Sports has one. Go get There's a lot of free leagues. If you don't have any friends who are playing and you just want to try it, you can join a free league. It doesn't cost you any money, and you can play. I recommend everybody do it. It makes watching football much more enjoyable. Even if you're not a big football fan, majority of your friends or family will be watching the NFL, and it allows you to know what's going on. But other than that, it's just a fun thing to kind of occupy your time over the next 6 months.
Well, and even if you are a big football fan and you have a home team or, a team that you really focus on, doing fantasy football does help you get more player knowledge about a lot of different types of players on all the other teams. So,
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
definitely.
I've learned a lot in the last couple of years just about, even just like backup players on other teams,
Oh yeah, no. If Yeah, Ryan's absolutely right. If you are a huge fan, you will become a bigger fan because you'll be your own little Adam Schefter. You'll know all the updates and know exactly what's going on, and you sound really smart. And you know when all the games play, so because you always keep track of it. And there's lots. Every website has a cool app that you can mostly monitor everything from your phone, so you don't have to spend tons of time on your computer or anything like that. But I recommend playing fantasy football. I think it's fun. So yeah, that's all we got
Football.
for you this week.
Next week we're gonna be elbows deep into football.
Yeah, a
So
little show note. So next week we'll have a little bit of our normal Geek Dad Report show stuff, but it's going to be mostly an NFL show. So we're going to do a Geek Dad Report NFL episode. So
yeah,
people have asked for it. We've been promising it for, I don't know, since we started doing this show. And we're going to finally do it.
I think it's one that we're kind of both excited.
We're very
We'll
excited
see if
about
our
it.
friendship survives.
Yeah, so if anybody's got any cool ideas of things they'd like to hear us talk about, we'll probably kind of be doing a whole new format just for the stuff. So if you guys got anything you'd like us to talk about, let us know. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter and say, just hashtag an NFL show or whatever, and just tell us what you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. So unless Ryan's got anything else on that note,
Well, I'm good. It's
we'll see you.
bedtime.
Subscribe, like,
Subscribe, like,
say we're
follow,
awesome, do cool
send
things,
us messages.
hit us up, and we'll see you next week. And come back next week. Adios.
Goodbye, people.
Goodbye. The music's coming. There it is. Sway your head. Nod. Feel the music.
I don't know how to dance.
Dance with us. Ryan's naked. Still.
I remember coming up, not even a buck, ain't even a cent to make enough. We was out there chasing after stuff that you only find in your dreams of the nights when you're looking up. And I remember so many times it was looking tough, so I wrote an extra rhyme when I took the bus, cause I knew there'd be a time that would open up, that I get a chance to shine hard if I do it tough. So I did it and put everything in it, gotta be with it, never stop until I'm grabbing it. The only reason that they hate it, cause they see you motivated, they don't even wanna see you